This dollar amount is going to be shocking to you. The amount of stuff in your life that you regret buying. But I think it's going to be a good wake-up call. It was for me. One child's bad hair day has turned him into an internet superstar. You think you're going to remember it, you won't. How to remember things better. And you're not too old. It's not too late to learn something new and to master something new. The easiest way to do that is your daily joy scroll. That's coming up on The Good News Show with Andy, where I'm all about putting a smile on your face and hope in your heart.
The Good News Show with Andy.
The number of the day is
$10,000. That's how much the average American admits that they have spent on things they regret on buying online. I tell you what, if you're like me, most of that is taking up room in the garage, and so maybe that's just for permission for you to let go of it this weekend. Give it away to someone else that'll use it. After finding out that on average we have $10,000 of spending regrets, how do I stop? Because I'm bad. How do I stop wanting everything that I see online?
My dad was growing up during the Great Depression, right? So you didn't need it or make do with what you had, okay? Mm-hmm. My mother was a perfect balance. She said, if you want something, she said, wait 24 hours. And then, if you still really want it, get it, take care of it, and enjoy it.
Yeah, there's power in gratitude and saying, God, I don't have everything I want, but I have everything I need because you've blessed me. I really have no one to blame but myself, and I know I've got to be above this number. The average person says they've got $10,000 worth of spending regrets just from online shopping, and I don't know if you can trace it back to your childhood. I can. I was always excited when I would have Mondays off of school during the school year because then I'd get to go to the bowling alley with my mom when she bowled. I would get to play at the arcade and play my pinball. I always loved pinball. Still to this day I do. And one time I'm coming back from playing pinball and video games, and we're driving home, and my mom goes, Andy, why are you so upset? And I had spent all my money and I was mad about it. And I go, I'm so mad, Mom, at my wallet. If I didn't have my wallet, I wouldn't have spent this money. We can justify everything we do, and we can always find someone to blame. And I think as adults, we get a little more creative with our excuses and our blaming, but it still sounds as ridiculous as that.
I hope this story makes you smile today.
Sometimes the internet can be really cruel, and that's what Caitlin was worried about when she posted a picture of her youngest son on Instagram. He's only 10 months old. And it was a stranger that said, have you had him checked? Say your son Lachlan has crazy hair. And the person said he might actually have uncombable hair syndrome. After talking to her doctor, yes, Lachlan has it. Only one of about 100 people in the world that do. And so to find support, Caitlin had to go to the place where she originally found ridicule. She found a Facebook group created solely for those who have also gone through uncombable hair syndrome. And now her son has his very own Instagram where he gets to show off those beautiful uncombed locks every single day, which mom hopes that it helps others be proud of what makes them stand out, because life is too short to fit in. And it looks like you've got a text from God. Tell me the truth. I already know, and I still love you. When you confess, I forgive. If you've hit this part of summer vacay with your kids, you're not alone, where they're getting on my nerves a little bit. Just want to say that. I've got 3 kids and they're all getting on my nerves.
Last night at Bible study, we were talking about things that people do to cope with their kids. And I have an 8-year-old who argues all the time. So this morning I tried her advice and it worked. As he was arguing, I said, I love you too much to argue. As he stood there wide-eyed and speechless, I just laughed and walked away.
Wouldn't it be nice to have a photographic memory? I can't even remember what I ate 3 minutes ago, which is probably why I'm always eating things. Anyway, here's how to remember more things and level up your life. Use the device that helps you have a photographic memory, your smartphone. So next time you're at the mall, make sure to take a picture of where you parked, or at the airport, or whenever you're handed like a claim ticket for anything, dry cleaning, luggage, valet parking, whatever, immediately take a picture of it with your phone. That way, if it becomes lost, you can even claim your property without a hassle and actually remember, where did I park? Either my car or my Blazer? Oh, that's right. There's no instruction book when it comes to parenting, and so sometimes as a parent, I can really overreact. Would be interested to see what you would say about this. There's a mom whose daughter recently got her driver's license, got a truck, and didn't follow the rules. And so mom got mad, took away the truck. Should she have done that?
You know what? I raised 3 teenage daughters, and the one thing I learned was we have to be proactive, not reactive. And when we're reactive, they rebel more, but when we're proactive, it tends to do more good. Children are hormone bombs at this age. They're not making rational decisions, and we're punishing them on reactionary things. So if the mom had a contract and agreement with her that if you do this again, I will take the truck away, and that's fine, that's one thing. But there should be a redemptive piece. But if the mom just got fed up with the girl and tired of her and just sells the truck out from under her, that's reactionary. And Jesus doesn't do that to us. He doesn't pull our rug out from under our feet.
Trying to tackle the tough stuff today, like how in the world do you discipline your kids? And a mom that decided, I've got to take away my daughter's truck because she is not listening.
I support her totally because I went through the same thing with my daughter who I tried to have sign a contract. And when you go through that and you live that nightmare, it is horrific. And you bring home this precious baby girl and you want your life to be the most perfect thing. And as a mother, you have to be responsible for them. And when they run away or whatever the situation, that is life-changing. So you try to prevent it by tough love. But she has prevailed. She has turned out to be this magnificent young woman, all because of what we did to stop her from that behavior. So my comeback to my daughter was, the only thing I am guilty of is loving you too much.
Changing your life will take less time than you think.
If you want to become an expert at anything, it takes 3 months of 18 minutes every single day. And if you want to be a master of something, it'll take 18 minutes every day for a year. And then to bring physics into it, an object in motion is going to stay in motion. It takes 21 days to form a habit. So after 21 days, it's set in stone that this is something that you just do. And it's hard to break a habit once it's started.
If you've got a friend who's been hurt by somebody in church and they say, I can't do it. I can't go back. And you just don't know what to say, what to do. Well, Preston Ulmer talks about that in his book, Deconstructing Faith.
So I think how we treat trauma is we realize, okay, there is no goal today other than to hear your story, and where I can take responsibility, I can, right? And that would be either an apology or a kind explanation, whatever that would be. But a lot of this, I go back to like Nehemiah, right? Nehemiah repenting for the sins of Israel. He didn't, it's not like they were his sins, but he took responsibility.
I was just talking with a guy who tries to help people who've gone through church hurt find church, find hope again. Because it's so important, because when you connect to a church, you're connecting to a community as well that can be there for you.
I had barely been going to my church for almost a year, and I had a motorcycle accident, fractured my neck in 3 places and shattered my leg. Sue was there at the hospital even when I was out, which was, I was in the hospital for months. And she came every day, left work early, went in early, left work early. She was there from 4 o'clock till 11 o'clock at night, all that time. And another friend, Lori, she was there. She'd come on her lunch hour, and they just were there for me.
Yeah, that's where church turns into more than just a building.
Yeah, pastor was there for me, and other people were there for me, and I just appreciate him so much.
Just shared that the opposite of perfection is done. And parents, we struggle with this all the time, wanting everything to be perfect and then beating ourselves up when things aren't.
My oldest daughter was away at college, and she called home one day, and she says, Mom, I just figured out you're not perfect. And I said, just a minute. I turned to the rest of them that were in the living room, and I said, does anybody here think I'm perfect? And they're going, you're talking to Lily, aren't you?
Well, you had them fooled for a while, apparently.
No, just the oldest one. The rest of them all knew.
You know, when you post things on Facebook, you probably post the highlights of your life. Everyone does. And that's why you go into other people's Facebook page, you say, oh, you know, you are so perfect. But maybe we should do the opposite. Just post the lowlights, post the weaknesses that we have. That's what Paul says in the book of 2 Corinthians in the Bible. He says, I'm going to boast about my weaknesses because that's how God can work through me. And Christian artist Jason Gray understands that too.
It's my insecurity and my people pleasing that actually makes me good at what I do. Like when I'm doing a concert, my insecurity and people pleasing actually tunes me into the room. So like I know when to do an up song or when to share a certain story over a different one. And so it's been meaningful to me to recognize that he uses all of it, even the parts that we wouldn't choose.